Annie, my name is Elize Hartley, and I am one of the elders here at Ashes at the McMaster University. And today I was going to speak to you about the Métis Nation and the culture, and especially as you see my regalia. My regalia is made in three parts. There's a skirt, a top, and my shawl. And we carry a feather. As an elder, when we become an elder, when our community honors us with the name elder and asks us to do the traditions and the ceremonies, we are handed an eagle feather. And the feather is very, very precious, and we have to look after it and make sure that no harm comes to it. You can decorate your feather however you want. And this one, someone has given me the medicine wheel with beaded, and with the little feathers, and so I have attached it to my feather, and I use it every time I need to use my feather. But because of the fact that it has to be looked after, I'll put it down for now, as I want to talk to you about the rest of my regalia. We wear regalias and in ceremonies and in for traditions and doing ceremony. So the regalias were made with cotton. They must be of cotton, and it doesn't matter about the decor, but the skirt and the top should be of a good quality cotton. The regalia can be of any color. But it has to be cotton, because the very first regalias were made when the material was brought in by the fur traders, and so a lot of the fur traders gave it to their wives to make themselves skirts and to dress up for their ceremonies, and a lot of it was also for their tradition to have to be dressed in a certain way. And also there was a shawl, and the shawl could be done in any shape or form. This one has the buffaloes on it because of in the West, we lived by and with the buffalo. So this is a reminder of the buffalo from the West. And of course then there's the flower, and the feathers is always used, because feathers were very, very beautiful. And especially if it was from the eagle, because the eagle was the bird that flew the highest. And there's stories and traditions that talk about the eagle, and how the eagle could be in touch with the Creator. So it's kind of revered and very much a part of the Métis people. Also, you'll see the ribbons and the flowers, because Métis people love flowers and beads. They were one of the first Aboriginal groups to learn how to bead. And of course, because the beads were brought, the women had contests who would make the nicest jacket with the fringe and the beads for the husband in the community. And so there was always a challenge, who could come up with the best. So it was part of being in the community, and part of getting the interest for the children as well, because if the children were that was a way of teaching them how to bead and how to sew. And of course there was always moccasins, and the moccasins were made from deer hide or moose hide or buffalo hide, whatever hide that was available at the time. And of course the moccasins were beaded as well. You could wear, most of the moccasins were made in a form of a slipper because it was easier to sew them together, because a lot of the sewing was done with sinew from the animal, because there wasn't too many, there was no stores where you could go and buy some thread. There was no such thing. So sinew and leather was what we were told that the women used to do their regalias. And of course the shawl was used to as a wrap for the women. Sometimes if they were going to a ceremony or somewhere where it might have been a little chilly or a little rainy, they would wrap themselves up in their shawl. So their shawl was always with them. And also for the dances, they carried their shawl on their arm, because as the drums and the dances went, so did the women in their shawls. And because of competition, we always wanted to have the nicest shawl.